Hey y'all, Rick, Fearless, Strokers Alice, Strokers Ice House, Punchwally Garage, Fearless Services. Good morning. How you doing, all right? Today is Saturday, April 19th, 2025, year of our Lord. Season number 3, episode number 109. In today's show, we are going to talk about music. Let's go. In My Life, the 365 Project. Coming to you almost live from almost downtown Dallas in the powerful CHUMP studio. Today's show is brought to you by Reliable Diamond Tool. That's ready2.com, REDITOO.com. Check them out for concrete and masonry working tools. Simpson motorcycle helmets. If you got a $100 head, you should wear a $100 helmet. But if your head is priceless, like mine, you should wear a Simpson. They are the best. We are a dealer. StrokersDallasMerch.com. Spire, SPIRE, ConstructionInc.com. That is my son-in-law's company. They are a full-scale residential general contractor. They do the stuff at my house. Anything from your roof to your floor. Build your room, your heating and air conditioning. What you got? SpireConstructionInc.com. Tell them I sent you. Maverick Harley Davidson, Longhorn Harley Davidson, the official Harley dealers for Strokers Alice and Strokers Ice House. Check those fine folks out. So right now, let's turn off the news. Let's me and you take a stroll down memory lane. Today, the Mr. Peabody Wayback Machine goes back to 60s and 70s. Those were 50s, 60s, and 70s were the best. When I grew up, my mom and dad used to listen to records, and I'm sure your mom and dad did too, and you did. But I grew up listening to Ray Charles and Chuck Berry and Johnny Cash, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard. You know, that's the people that I grew up listening to. I remember talking to my pop not long before he died, and he used to go to the Big D Jamboree. And I've heard all the stories. The Big D Jamboree was a Quonset hut here in downtown Dallas, and it was a sportatorium wrestling on Friday nights, or Saturday, I get mixed up, and the other night was the Big D Jamboree. And that's where people like Hank Williams and Johnny Cash and Elvis Presley and all these people came. This was in the 50s and the 60s. And they used to go out and watch them. And I asked him before he died, I said, out of all the people you've seen, all the famous artists you've seen, who was your favorite? And without blinking an eye, he said, Buddy Holly. I thought that was pretty cool. So we grew up, you know, my mom and dad grew up listening to, and, you know, I grew up listening to the Ray Charles and the Chuck Berrys and those guys, which I still love. My day, it was more the Beatles and the Stones and Led Zeppelin and the Who and the Guess Who and the Eagles and Fleetwood Mac and Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin. Can't mess that up. Can't mess that up. I don't think there's a huge jump from Jimi Hendrix to Little Richard. From Little Richard to Ray Charles to Buddy Holly to Bob Dylan. You tell me with a straight face that the people that lived through the 80s and the 90s had music that good. Sure, they had Michael Jackson and some of those guys. I'll pass on all that. That's the thing. The 50s and the 60s and 70s, in my opinion, had the best music ever. I was at a hamster deal one time, and we're out in the parking lot, and the guys next to me were blaring some ungodly music, some young guys, and I went over there and I said, "Hey boys, can you turn that music down?" They said, "Okay, Rick," and I went, turned around and walked away, and they said, "What's the matter, Rick? You don't like Little Wayne?" And I turned around and I said, "No, I like Little Richard." Kept walking. Let's check that truck. Check that truck, you big ol'. Ooh, you got those slick high top chucks. Calling for rain today. White toe, white sole, no racing stripes, boot bottom, 2 bend hose, green and white logo, gray and white shoestrings, 1 eye down, double knotted for safety. These are, say it with me, y'all, these are some handsome chucks. Let's check the office. Yeah. This is Clyde. Push here. Look at his eyes moving around.
I wish I could be taller.
He wishes he could be. He's pretty tall now. Uh-oh, he just got a little taller.
Okay, that's enough. I need to quit while I'm ahead. Never mind. I just realized I'm afraid of heights.
Kind of creepy there, but kind of cool. Creepy cool. Dad joke. Oh no, let's read Grandma's calendar. What's Grandma Goldie doing? 76 years ago today, April 19th, 1949 was a Tuesday. Grandma wrote, Dick and Charles went to town. I went to the club. What club could she have been going to? Harry went to a school party. Harry's my dad. He would have been about 15 or 16. Mr. and Mrs. Hurd came up a little while. It was a cloudy day. They got a lot of stuff going on out there in the country. Dad joke, where do pumpkins have their meetings? The gourd room. I've got a friend named Dennis Collins. He does a show every Friday on YouTube called Coffee Walk. I'm on the latest episode. He gets sometimes 1 million viewers per episode. So if you go to YouTube and you type in Dennis Collins Coffee Walk. Go to the latest episode. I'm in it. It's a cool thing where he finds old cars, he buys them or tries to buy them, and so they're pulling them out of the garage and they're unstacking all the boxes off of them. And Dennis Collins is a car legend. He's the most knowledgeable person you ever saw. He can look at the VIN number and tell you everything about that car. So, in this episode, he bought a car from our pal Richard Rawlings, and they came over here for lunch. And so I got to hang out with Dennis Collins and Richard Rawlings and John Clay Wolf, the GimmeTheVin.com guy, awesome guy, and everybody's friend, Sean Pettiford. So check that episode out on Dennis Collins Coffee Walk. Okay, get off the couch and motivational minute. Sometimes a good challenge is just what you need to get moving. That's true. We all need something. If it's a challenge, then it's a challenge. All right, Rick, Fearless. I got to go. I got Saturday things to do. Talking about some rain early today, so we'll see. All right, I got to go. Remember, there ain't no place like this place. Love you, Alice. Bye, y'all.